What if I told you that July 23rd isn't just another day on the calendar? What if today marks the beginning of a truth you've been avoiding? A truth the universe has been trying to show you for weeks, maybe even months? Before you click away, I need you to do one thing. Take a deep breath and ask yourself this question. What if everything happening in my life right now isn't random? Because today's energy has a message for you, and by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what it is. Stay until the end, because the final sign is the one most people miss. Yet it's often the one that changes everything. Welcome back. If you're here today, it's probably not by accident. Many people believe the universe communicates through timing, emotions, repeated patterns, and unexpected moments. Whether you call it destiny, intuition, coincidence, or divine guidance, something brought you here today. July 23rd carries powerful transformational energy. It asks one simple question. Are you ready to stop living someone else's story and finally step into your own? As we move through today's message, pay attention to whatever thought keeps coming back into your mind. That recurring thought may be exactly what your intuition has been trying to tell you. 1. Before we begin, I want you to do something simple. Don't skip this, because it may completely change the way you hear today's message. Take a slow, deep breath and ask yourself one question. What truth have I been avoiding? Now, if you found this video on July 23rd, or even days later, don't assume it happened by chance. Sometimes the messages that reach us at exactly the right moment are the ones we need the most. Whether you believe in the universe, intuition, or simply the power of self-reflection, today's message is an invitation to pause and look within. Have you noticed that something has felt different lately? Maybe you've been questioning your relationships, your career, your purpose, or even the person you've become. Maybe you felt restless for reasons you can't explain. That feeling isn't something to fear. It's often the first sign that you're growing beyond the life you've been living. The universe doesn't always speak through dramatic events. Sometimes it speaks through quiet moments, unexpected conversations, repeated patterns, or that persistent feeling that refuses to leave your mind. Those moments invite you to pay attention, not because they predict the future, but because they encourage you to reflect on the choices in front of you. Here's the most important thing I want you to remember. You don't have to have all the answers today. You only need the courage to be honest with yourself. As this message unfolds, keep listening with an open heart. One sentence may stand out. One idea may stay with you long after this video ends, and that could be the very insight you've been waiting for. So stay with me until the end, because the final message is often the one people need to hear the most, and it just might help you see yourself in a completely new light. 2. Now here's where today's message becomes deeply personal. The truth is, the universe rarely forces change. Instead, it gently places signs in front of us over and over again, hoping that one day we'll finally notice them. The problem is that most people are so busy chasing tomorrow that they completely overlook what today is trying to teach them. Think about the last few weeks. Have the same thoughts been returning again and again? Maybe you've been feeling pulled toward a new opportunity. Maybe you've been questioning a relationship that no longer feels right. Or perhaps you've been hearing that quiet inner voice telling you it's finally time to let go of something that's been weighing you down. Those moments aren't here to frighten you. They're invitations to become more aware of your own life. Sometimes the universe speaks through unexpected delays. Plans fall apart. Doors close. People walk away. At first, it feels like everything is going wrong, but months later, you often realize those disappointments protected you from paths that were never truly meant for you. What if the obstacle you're facing today isn't a punishment? What if it's actually a redirection? That's a question very few people stop to ask. And here's something even more powerful. Every challenge you've survived has been preparing you for the next chapter of your story. The difficult conversations, the sleepless nights, the moments when you questioned your own strength, they weren't wasted. They shaped the person you're becoming today. But there's one thing the universe cannot do for you. It cannot make your choices. It can place opportunities in front of you. It can send reminders. It can awaken your intuition. But the decision to move forward has always been yours. So ask yourself honestly, what would I do if fear wasn't making my decisions? Take a moment with that question, because your answer may reveal more about your future than any prediction ever could. And stay with me, because in the next part, we're going to uncover the one hidden message that many people ignore, the message that often appears just before a major breakthrough changes everything. 3. Now we're about to uncover the message that so many people overlook. Ironically, it's often the one that arrives just before life begins to change in ways they never expected. Most people spend their lives waiting for a giant sign. They expect something dramatic, a life-changing opportunity, a perfect moment, or a miraculous event that suddenly makes everything clear. But the universe rarely works that way. Instead, change usually begins with something much quieter. A single thought that won't leave your mind, a dream you keep remembering, a conversation that stays with you long after it's over, or an uncomfortable feeling that keeps telling you your current path no longer matches who you're becoming. Those aren't interruptions, they're invitations. The truth is, your intuition has probably been speaking to you for a long time. The question isn't whether the message exists. The real question is whether you've been willing to listen. Think about the areas of your life where you feel the most resistance. Is it your career? A relationship? A dream you've been putting off for years because the timing never seemed right? Sometimes the greatest obstacle isn't the world around you. It's the story you've been telling yourself. Maybe you've convinced yourself you're too late. Maybe you've believed you're not talented enough. Maybe you've been waiting for someone else to approve of the life you secretly want to live. But what if none of those beliefs are actually true? What if they're simply fears that have repeated themselves so many times they've started to sound like facts? Here's something powerful to remember. Every successful person has faced uncertainty. Every meaningful journey begins before anyone knows how it will end. Confidence doesn't appear first. Action does. And with every small step forward, confidence quietly grows. This is why July 23rd feels so significant. It isn't about predicting your future. It's about reminding you that your future is still being created by the decisions you make today. Right now, you have a choice. You can continue repeating the same patterns, hoping for different results. Or you can decide that today marks the beginning of a new chapter, not because everything around you has changed, but because something inside you has. As you listen to these words, pay attention to the emotion you're feeling. Excitement, curiosity, hope, even nervousness. Those emotions may be telling you that you're standing closer to a breakthrough than you realize. In the final part of this message, I'll reveal the one decision that separates people who remain stuck from those who completely transform their lives. And trust me, it's probably not what you expect. 4. Now we've reached the most important part of today's message. Everything we've talked about so far leads to this one simple truth. The people who completely transform their lives are not always the smartest, the richest, or the luckiest. More often than not, they're the ones who make one courageous decision when everyone else chooses to stay comfortable. Think about it. Every major change in history began with someone deciding that staying the same was no longer an option. Your life works the same way. The universe can place opportunities in your path. It can inspire you through unexpected moments. It can surround you with people who encourage you to grow. But it cannot force you to take the first step. That choice has always belonged to you. So, what is the decision that changes everything? It's the decision to stop waiting. Stop waiting for the perfect timing. Stop waiting until you feel completely confident. Stop waiting for someone else to tell you that you're ready. Because the truth is, almost no one feels 100% prepared before they take a leap of faith. They move forward despite the uncertainty, and that's exactly where their growth begins. Ask yourself this question. If nothing changed over the next 12 months, except the choices I make every day, where would my life be 1 year from now? Your answer matters. Because your future isn't created by one extraordinary moment. It's created by the small decisions you repeat over and over again. Every time you choose courage instead of fear, every time you choose growth instead of comfort, every time you choose hope instead of doubt, you're quietly building a completely different future. Maybe today is the day you finally forgive yourself for past mistakes. Maybe today is the day you stop chasing the approval of people who never truly understood your worth. Or maybe today is simply the day you decide that your dreams deserve a real chance. Whatever your answer is, honor it. You don't need permission from the world to become the person you were meant to be. Remember, the universe doesn't reward perfection. It responds to intention, persistence, and the willingness to keep moving forward, even when the path isn't completely clear. One small step taken today is far more powerful than 1,000 perfect plans that never leave your imagination. So if this message has been speaking to your heart, don't ignore it. Write down one goal you'll commit to before this day ends. Make one phone call, send one email, begin one project, take one action that your future self will thank you for. Because 1 year from now, you'll either be grateful that you started today, or you'll still be wondering what might have happened if you had. In the final part of this message, I'll share one last reminder that could completely change the way you see your journey, and why July 23rd may become the day you always remember as the beginning of your next chapter.